When you left the hospital, my head said, let him go. My heart said, go after him. You're not angry, are you?
No better than that. It's just nothing you or anybody else can do.
I can't make Steve come back, and I can't ease the situation with Brenda, but maybe I can help you with the other details.
Maybe you can talk the damn airlines into letting me on a flight. You think I have one lousy reservation so I can take Steve back home?
Well, let me try. Maybe I can use my clout at the network.
You pull whatever strings you can. I just want to take him back out west today, to a place he loved.
And I'm going with you.
I love you for saying that, but you've got a show to do.
Oh, Fraternity Row can survive one day without me. I'll just tell Randy that I can't tape today, and I'll be back in time to leave for Texas.
Megan, please.
No arguments.
Oh, Max, there you are. I've got something to say to you.
Asa, not now. I'm really not in the mood.
Max, I want to make you an offer.
Uh-huh. Very interesting.
Interesting? Is that good or bad?
Have you seen any of Cord's work?
Yeah, I think he's very good.
Well, since you're going to be taking over for him while he's on his honeymoon, maybe you'd like to study his style. You see this fire at the apartment house?
You hate it.
Well, Christine, you captured the fire, but what about the firefighters? The people who were left homeless?
I was going for the drama of the flames. I was right the first time. You hate my work. It's okay. You don't have to let me down easy. I understand what's going on here. Viki wants me on staff. You don't. You probably wish I was never involved with Viki in the first place.
That's strange. The realtor said no one's lived here for months. Hello? Is someone here? This place gives me the creeps. Oh, well, courage, Sarah. It's for a good cause. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm sorry. I know I said before that I didn't want to come here, but this is the one place that I do anything to avoid and forget. I don't even like to drive up the road that leads to Stonecrest.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, A, you're here.
Come on.
You need another reason? Okay. It does hurt a lot, the memory of this place, but I've never shied away from any challenge. And I'd hate to think that there's a place or a person in this town that I can't face up to.
You know, I envy you for that. I mean, being able to face things. Believe it or not, I used to be pretty good at it myself.
Well, you didn't go to California, did you?
Well, no, but that was my dad's decision, not mine.
But you are going to be staying in Landview. Whatever the reason is, you might as well make the most of it. And if you give it a chance,
Oh, what's wrong?
I don't know, this room, it still gets to me.
Oh, come on, then let's just get out of here.
No. What kind of an inspiration would I be to you if I just hightailed it and ran the first bad memory I had? After all, this is just a room, isn't it?
Do you think it would help you to talk about it?
Might. You see all these windows? They all have steel shutters that just slam shut. So does the door over there, too. I know firsthand. I almost got gassed to death right here in this very room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I want to talk about this. It does help. The fireplace. That's not just a fireplace. There's a trap door behind it that leads to this passageway, and that passageway leads to an underground bomb shelter. That's where we were held prisoner. Dee Dee, Delilah Garrettson, and me.
I can't believe how calmly you can talk about this. If it were me, I'd be furious and full of rage.
Well, I was. Part of me still sees this place as a prison, and then there's another part that sees it as the last place that I lived with my wife. It was the last place that we were alone, and that we talked, and that I could hold her.
Bo, you don't have to tell me anymore.
You know, I haven't really talked to anybody about this. The last day, anyway. But somehow I feel like I can talk to you.
I'm honored.
Okay. It's not a very pretty story.
Well, if I'm going to start facing things, I don't think now's the time to shy away.
I don't even really know where to start. I guess the best place would be to start at the end and then work back. I'm sure you read in the papers about how everything ended at that fun house. That's where Dee Dee was electrocuted. Long before that.
Funhouse. It's Bo Buchanan, the one who killed Patrick.
Damn you, Asa. I knew you were a vulture, but I thought you had 1 ounce of human decency in you.
Max, don't.
No! Take a good look, Megan. I want you to see what the great American businessman looks like. All business, no man.
You gonna hear me out, Max?
What's the... why? Why bother? You've been looking to get even with me ever since I bought WVLE. Well, now's your chance. I'm broken. Financially and emotionally. It's time for you to pounce, right?
You're wrong.
Asa, don't push this, okay? I'm not in the mood. I just might deck you.
You want to talk tough? Or do you want to take a few seconds to listen to me? I know we've gone toe-to-toe in some business deals. You won some, I won some. I'm not about to apologize for being a hard-headed son of a gun in that arena. But this is different. This is personal. And you're going to be surprised that I'm as compassionate as the next man. Like you.
Fine, what's the deal?
There's no deal, Max. My plane is at the Lambview Airport. It's yours to take your brother home.
Well, I'll say it, Mr. Buchanan. Thank you. That is an enormous help. There don't seem to be any reservations left on the airlines.
It's the least I can do. I feel a responsibility for what happened to Steve. The explosion took place at my wedding and my son's house.
Still, you shouldn't feel responsible for that.
Even so, if I can ease one burden on a Holden family. Well, enough said. The plane is all gassed up, ready to go.
Asa, you're wrong. There's one more thing that needs to be said. I'm damn grateful.
There's no reason for gratitude, Max. It's easy to loan the plane to you. When you come back to Lambert, you come see me. Anything you want, anytime, I'll do what I can.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I do. Bless you, Asa Buchanan.
That's a first. Somebody blessing me. I guess there's hope for all of us. Take care, Max.
And everyone always says he's such a bulldog.
Oh, he is. There's something about a tragedy like this that brings out the best in everyone. If I could just get rid of this empty feeling I've got inside.
Christine, may I finish what I started to say?
You want me out? I'm out.
Look, Christine, you're part of my family now. And I'm very happy about that. But that has nothing to do with your professional life. Now, I can keep the two of them separate. But can you?
All right, I'll try. But I don't understand why you just don't tell me how you feel. I'm no good.
Listen. I don't bother to critique untalented people. And from what I've seen of your photography, you're a natural, but raw talent isn't enough. You've got a lot to learn about the needs of a daily newspaper.
A natural, really?
Is that all you heard me say?
I get the thin skin from my father. I was always tearing into Wade because he told me that making it in the newspaper business took patience and time. I guess he's right. I'm sorry, Clint.
Well, you know, it isn't easy to stand back and take a long look at yourself. Sometimes that can be more important than talent. It tells me that you're going to be a fine photographer.
Thank you. But I know I've got a long way to go before I can match Cord's work.
Well, Cord didn't start out as good as he is now yet. I was going to send him on this assignment, but he's got his hands full on his honeymoon, so...
Fraternity Row?
Mm-hmm. You'll be working with Perry Ross, our TV reporter. Now, I want you to try and get beneath the glitz and glamour of this thing and make a contrast between the actors and the parts they play. Think you can handle it?
Are you kidding? Reality's my specialty.
Self-confidence, I like that. You can pick up any equipment you need down at the photography department. I'll have Perry meet you there.
Great. I'm ready, and I promise I won't let you down.
There's just one thing I'd like to ask you. It has to do with your father.
I thought this was strictly a professional critique.
Well, I'm not about to critique your father. This concerns you. Has Viki told you about the first time Cord showed up?
Well, she told me that you woke up one day and found yourself with grown son.
Well, that about sums it up, yeah. Anyway, I had Viki and the kids to help me accept a new member into the family, but it was a little tougher on Cord because he'd grown up with another family, his mother and her husband, the man that he thought was his real father.
Sounds a lot like me.
Yeah. Now, do you understand why I brought this up?
Yeah.
It's because if you start feeling like you're caught in the middle between Viki and me on one side and your father on the other, don't you be afraid to holler for help.
Thank you. But you and your family have already done so much to make me feel welcome.
Well, frankly, I was referring to your father.
Oh.
Excuse me,
Yes?
Mr. Buchanan.
Uh-huh.
Roger Gordon, your secretary said I'd find you in here, and forgive me for barging in like this.
Not at all. Mr. Gordon, I've been looking forward for a chance to meet Sarah's father. How are you?
Roger Gordon? The Roger Gordon? I have admired your work all my life.
That long, huh?
Well, yes. My father's always been concerned with the environment, and he raised me to feel the same way. Enviro-Care is a national resource.
Well, it's very kind of you to say, Miss... I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
Cromwell. Christine Cromwell.
Oh, really? Your father wouldn't be the Leo Cromwell who's conducting the search for the Franklin papers on Mount Lantana.
He sure is.
Damn. If I just said to hell with my stupid pride and just hugged him, I mean, none of this might never have happened.
Max, there was nothing that you could do.
I don't know that. Steve's gone. All I got now is a list of what-ifs. Starting with our family ranch. What if I hadn't given up on it and run away? What if I'd stayed back there and helped Steve, help him turn it into something? I never would have come here. He never would have come here, and this
And
never
you
would...
never would have come here either. And we never would have met.
You are the one thing I do not regret.
We can grieve for Steve, but not for ourselves. Something good has got to come out of all of this. Steve would have wanted that.
It's just what he would have said. No, look, I'm sorry. I'm crying on your shoulder. You got a show to do.
I told you I'm not going to work today. In fact, I'm not even going to go in and tell Randy. I'll just call him from here.
Don't worry about me. I got a lot more arrangements to make before we leave for Texas.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. But I'm going to hurry back.
Okay.
Try and get something to eat. Hello?
Hello, Brenda. It's Max. Please don't hang up. I just want to see how you're doing.
The same as an hour ago.
Brenda, please, look, I didn't call to upset you. I just thought you should know I'm leaving for Texas in a few hours. Ace has offered me his private jet so I could take Steve back home. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he told you about a hilltop that was near our old ranch. It's where our parents were buried, and Steve always loved the view there. It was highest ground for miles around.
Yeah, he said he could see the river from there.
That's where I'm taking him, Brenda. I just wanted you to know that Steve was going where he would choose to go. You take care.
Brenda, I think... What are you doing?
I'm going to Texas.
You certainly are not. You're not leaving this room. You get back into bed.
Larry, Max has taken Steve home, and I want to go.
Well, you're in no condition to go.
Larry, you said that my condition was stable.
It is.
All right, well, I'm a nurse, so if my temperature shoots up or a suture opens, I'm going to know what to
Brenda, I am not criticizing your skills as a nurse. There's another reason why you have to stay.
do. Larry, there's nothing you can say that's going to keep me
Yes,
here.
there is. You see, we ran a bunch of tests before you did surgery. Well, one of those tests showed something unexpected.
Well, you're just going to have to save it until I get back, okay?
I can't do that, Brenda. I can't do that. Look, I was hoping that there might be a better time and way to tell you this, but you've forced me into this. My dear, you are pregnant.
Even non-profit organizations need publicity, Mr. Buchanan. That's why I've come to you.
Well, first, the name is Clint. And second, I know quite a bit about Enviro-Care, Roger. It enjoys a nice reputation. Please sit down.
Oh, thank you. Yes, well, the public has been generous with us, but we still have much left to do. And since our advertising fund is low, to say the least, I was hoping to find another way to promote our work. Now, this is an article I've written about Enviro-Care. I was hoping the Banner would consider publishing it.
Well, you come very prepared, don't you?
Well, when your work is the planet's survival, you learn survival skills. Of course, feel free to make any editorial changes you might think are needed.
Well, thanks, I will.
Is there something you don't like?
No, quite the opposite. In fact, your timing is very good. It couldn't be better. Viki and I have been thinking about devoting a weekly column to environmental issues. You feel like taking on the job?
A weekly column?
Mm-hmm. You pick the topics, I have the okay. Fair enough?
More than fair. I accept wholeheartedly. The Banner will provide us with a large, important audience.
Good. So we'll use this article to kick off your first contribution. Now, if we can just keep you from skipping town.
You've heard about that?
Well, Sarah's practically family. I hope we can look forward to the Gordons making Landview their permanent home.
Well, things seem to be pointing in that direction.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, put her on. Excuse me, Roger. Yes, sweetheart. How's things at Landfair? Oh, good. Well, since the workmen know how you want them to repair the library, there's nothing to keep you from coming down here for a while, is there? Well, there's somebody down here I want you to meet. Roger Gordon, Sarah's father. Lunch? Well, I'll ask him.
Nervous? Not at all. Now, why would we be nervous? We're always happy to have major press coverage from a major media source like the Banner.
Well, that's great. So if it's the same to you, I'd like to begin shooting as soon as Mr. Ross conducts his interviews.
Absolutely. And you couldn't have picked a better day. We have a very heavy taping schedule and a cast of hundreds. Knock yourself out.
Thank you.
Now, if our stars will just cooperate, everything will be all right.
Randy, I need to talk to you.
No, you need to get into costume and makeup right now.
No, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I can't tape today's show.
Megan, I know how you love to joke. I know that, but today is not the day for that. Will you please get ready?
I am serious, Randy. I have to leave in a little while to go to Texas with Max.
Texas.
Yes, that's where they're going to have the funeral for his brother, Steve. I'm sorry, I know this is an inconvenience, but I was hoping that you'd understand.
Megan, I cannot understand. Look around you. I've got over 100 extras here today, and if I do not tape your scenes today, then I have to pay the whole bunch of them again tomorrow. I'm sorry, it's out of the question.
You are such a greedy little pig. No, I take that back. That's unfair. Even pigs have hearts.
Megan, don't start with me. This is business. It doesn't matter who's dead. It doesn't matter who's alive. The show must go on. Now, please.
Without me. Who is she?
Oh, don't mind me.
Oh, but I do. Now, you see, Bo, I knew it was a mistake for you to come here. I can see how upset you are by all these memories here, and I feel like a jerk for making you delve into all of this stuff.
Sarah, listen. I wanted to come here. I wanted to talk to you about it. And now that I have, I feel good just reliving it. Maybe good isn't the right word. I feel stronger, cleaner. You have a lot to do with that. You're a real good listener, Miss Gordon.
Well, I am just flattered that you felt you could tell me the story.
Yeah, now that I have, I feel like I've gotten rid of some of those demons. You know, they're not all under control. I don't think they will be until somebody catches that Ursula Black one.
Well, the woman is obviously just completely deranged. I mean, trying to kill Tina and then ending up killing Steve. Just... Well, anyway, this place is spooky enough without invoking memories of Ursula Blackwell.
You're right. So why don't we get to the business at hand? Shall I take you on a little tour of Stonecrest?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a nice offer, but this place, the grounds, it's way out of Enviro-Care's budget. But I have a better idea. I was thinking I might cash in that rain check on the lunch you offered.
Rain check's always accepted, ma'am. Right this way.
Okay.
Memories. Why'd they always write love songs about memories? Bo Buchanan, your memories fill me with hate. You know, maybe I can't get to Tina until she comes back from her honeymoon, but I can take care of you. And I know just the bait to lure you. Miss Sarah Gordon.
You broke my lens.
Well, it serves you right for sneaking up on one of my private conversations.
It's my job. I happen to work for a living.
Oh, and what is that supposed to mean?
Whoa, ladies. Sorry, no cat fights on the set. Megan, I'd like you to meet Christine Cromwell. She's from the Banner. I gave her permission to shoot our entire taping today.
She's an actress?
Watch it, sister.
Yes, Megan is one of the major stars on the show, and I think you caught her at an unguarded moment. She's still very upset about Steve Holden's tragic death.
Damn it, Randy. Don't use Steve's death as a way of schmoozing with some newspaper. And since when do you give carte blanche to photographers like Little Miss Cromwell? Oh, you're Viki Buchanan's long-lost daughter, aren't you?
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, well, no wonder you were bending over backwards to appease her. Are you scared that her rich and powerful mother's going to get on your back if you don't?
What?
Megan, I am above those kind of tactics.
Oh, yes, Randy, the only thing you are above is the rock from under which you crawl.
Listen, honey, I was a photographer, a hard-working photographer, long before I met Viki Buchanan.
Well, isn't that nice? You'll have to show me your collection of Pulitzer Prizes someday. But in the meantime, why don't you just get out of the studio and stay away from me?
Hey, I still give orders around here, don't I?
Well, then fine. You tell her that if she so much as says cheese to me, the next camera I break will be over her pretty little head.
Oh, yeah? Have you ever heard of the First Amendment, freedom of the press? Does that sound familiar to you?
Excuse me, Christine, sweetie.
Don't call me sweetie. I'm a photographer working on a major newspaper.
Absolutely, yes, you are. And as such, I don't think you should have to spend time with temperamental actresses. I'm
Yeah.
very sorry about the lens, and I'll be happy to replace it. Do you have something else you can use in the meantime?
Yes, I do, in my bag.
Thank goodness. Now, why don't you go to the green room down the hall on the left? You get some real shots of some real actors, okay?
Great. Thank you.
Megan, I'm not going to get angry. I know you've been through a hell of a lot in the last few days. I'm not insensitive to that.
Okay, well, then you can understand why I cannot tape today's show.
All right, listen to me. This is not Randy, the producer, talking. This is Randy, the guy who's known you since you broke into this business. Now, you can leave. We can lose a lot of money. You can blow this off. You can inconvenience the actors and a whole bunch of people in the crew. Fine. And the show will go on, Megan. But is that really what you want?
I want to be with Max.
I know you do. But you also want to do your job. A job that you scratched and clawed to get. A job you do damn well. And a job I know you're proud of.
I did not say the decision was easy, Randy.
Honey, of course it's not. It's a real hard decision. But you're the one who's got to do it. Only you can do that.
Brenda, I'm sorry. I hated to tell you like that, but, I mean, you've got a lot on your mind right now.
Just a minute there. There's just so much going through my head right now. I don't really know what I'm feeling. A baby. Steve always wanted a baby, you know, of his own. And we talked about it a lot. And I think we were at 2 boys and 2 girls the last count, but...
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. God, don't be sorry. I'm not sorry. I mean, it's true. Everything that I felt about our love, it's true. Death hasn't even changed that. Steve and I, what we had together and what we feel is like gonna live on in this baby.
See, that's why you have to stay in bed.
Oh, no. No, Larry, that's why I've got to get going. I've got to be there.
Brenda...
Larry, before I was just his fiancée, and now I am his wife in every sense of the word, and I want to be there.
Excuse me, Dr. Warlick. Is the patient up for a visit?
Vera.
Vera, you're just what the doctor ordered. Maybe you can talk some sense into this young lady. She's certainly not listening to me.
No, I listened to you, Larry. I just said no, that's all.
You see what I mean? Will you please tell her she's got to stay in bed? You, young lady, I will check with you later.
What was that all about?
Shh, just get over there and close that door. Make sure it's closed.
Honey.
Get over there and just make sure it's closed. I gotta get your help to get me out of here.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that you changed your mind and decided to stay. It's just, I happen to know a thing or two about having a domineering father.
What makes you think I have a domineering father?
Well, let's see. He decides that you should move to California, so you pack up your bags, and then he decides that he changed his mind and that you're going to stay here, so you unpack your bags.
All right, okay, I admit it. My dad makes a decision, and he just expects everybody to fall in line behind him.
Well, in this case, I'm glad you did. It's just that you do have your own life to live, and you make your own choices.
Well, I'm thinking if I knew what I wanted, I might be better equipped to make those choices.
There was a time not long ago you thought you did.
I was wrong. Say, do you think we could talk about something other than Cord Roberts?
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. Well, let's get back to your father. See if we can come up with some way that you could declare some independence.
That's just it, Bo. Honestly, I have always been very independent. Megan, too. I mean, our dad was always going off from one exotic place to another. We never even saw him, much less had to deal with his demands.
Yeah, well, obviously that's changed.
Oh, you're not kidding. All of a sudden, he comes back to the States, and his big dream is that we'll go off to California and be a family. I mean, it's really bizarre.
How does Megan feel about him changing his mind?
She was as bewildered as I was when I told her.
You must have a reason, though. If the 3 of you could sit down, if you could discuss this.
Look, I am just so sick and tired of trying to figure out Roger Gordon and his motives. Plus, I told him that he has disrupted my life for the last time. From now on, I'm just doing what's best for me, and if he doesn't like it, he can just lump it.
Now, that's what I call standing up for yourself. I am proud of you.
You're proud of me? Are you flirting with me?
Do you mind?
Do I look like I mind? You're doing wonders for my ego. Now, if you could just help me out with this sense of direction problem that I have.
Yeah, well, we're more or less in the same boat when it comes to that. You've turned over the reins to the blind center to your assistant, and I'm still trying to pick up the pieces of my life. Do you think there's any chance that we could help each other? Nah. I guess.
Well, I'm glad to see you smiling again, daughter dearest.
Hi.
I take it this man is the cause.
This is your father? Why didn't you say so? Would you like to join us?
I know. I'm sure Dad is so busy trying to get settled, aren't you, Dad?
No, nothing that can't wait.
Now, Vera, you're the only one that can help me. I would never forgive myself if I wasn't there for the funeral.
Dr. Wolick will never forgive me if I help you to go against his orders.
Vera, I am the one on staff here and the nurse here and the one that will get fired. Now, what would he do to you?
Brenda, I am not worried about getting fired. I'm worried about you. A physical therapist may not have to take orders from doctors, but you learn to trust their judgment, especially when he's looking after baby and mother.
This mother is strong enough to get on a plane. And Vera, you know that I know how to take care of myself and a baby.
Brenda, if Dr. Wolick doesn't think you're up to this trip, I cannot go against that.
I am not asking you to go against your better judgment or even your common sense. Oh, honey, Max will be there if something goes wrong with me. He can help.
Max is not a doctor. Brenda, if you were in my shoes, what would you do?
You know what I would do? I would do what was best for the patient, and not just the superficial treatment stuff, but what is best for that patient in the long run and what would do the most good. Now, that's what I would do, Vera.
Brenda, stop appealing to the therapist in me.
Vera, I am appealing to the therapist in you and the friend and the wife. That man that they are going to put on that plane today is as much my husband as Dennis is yours. And if I don't go to that funeral, it will cause me so much pain that it will do bad for me and the baby. Now, is that what you think's best, Vera?
Of course not.
Well, then, all right, honey. Would you please help me? Come on.
Brenda, this goes against my training, my better judgment, my common sense. So let's get your clothes and get you out of here.
Come on.
Here.
Come on. Let's go for work.
I was hoping I'd run into you, Sarah. I've got a project tailor-made for you.
Dad, do you think we could possibly talk about business another time? Bo and I were just having a rather unbusiness-like...
Yes, Bo Buchanan. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gordon. Sarah's told me an awful lot about you.
Yes, well, I've heard a lot about you too, Mr. Buchanan.
What is this golden opportunity?
Oh, well, I think I'll wait till later when we can be alone. I don't want to bore Mr. Buchanan.
Well, I don't think Bo's going to be bored, are you?
Well, no, not in the least, but if your father has something important to talk to you about,
No,
I'm kind of third wheel.
Don't be silly. Dad, what is it?
If Mr. Buchanan has something to do, I certainly don't want to hold him.
Dad?
No, it's okay. Sarah, listen, I want you to know this is one of the nicest lunches that I've had in a long, long time. I'll call you, okay? Mr. Gordon?
Mr. Buchanan?
Bo, it's the nicest lunch I've had in a long time.
Well, you're full of surprises, Sarah. We returned from the airport, and the next thing I know, you're having lunch with Bo Buchanan.
Was having lunch with Bo Buchanan until you interrupted. What is it about Buchanan men anyway that gets under your skin?
Oh, I have nothing against Buchanan men. As a matter of fact, I just returned from a very profitable meeting with Bo's brother, Clint.
Oh. Well, if you told Clint not to make eyes at me, don't worry. He's taken.
It was a business meeting, dear.
Oh.
I went to the Banner to try to have an article published about Enviro-Care. I left with a job, a weekly column on environmental issues.
Wow. Well, that's very interesting. I don't know when you're going to have time to write the column. I thought you'd be very busy setting up Enviro-Care's offices, won't you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I can squeeze in the column, but I'll still need help with the research. That's where you come in.
Me?
Yeah, we'll work together. Share the byline. We'll turn that weekly column into a vital forum for issues and ideas. All you have to do is say yes.
No.
What?
No. N-O, no.
Kitten.
Don't call me kitten. I'm Sarah, not kitten, and Sarah has had quite enough of this conversation. Anyway, Yes, now I am late for my next appointment. Let me tell you something, Dad. After I am finished house hunting for you, you're on your own. Goodbye.
Bye. The Secret Life of Benjamin Franklin.
You can put that on my tab, can't you, Bobby?
Of course, Mr. Buchanan.
Thank you. Hey, Max.
Hi, Bo.
How you holding up?
Spitting barbed wire mainly. If I let go a little bit, I'm gonna collapse on the floor.
No, I doubt that. Listen, if there's anything that I can do.
Your family has done enough so far.
Yeah, well, Asa told me he was planning on offering you the use of the plane. But once you're in Texas, or even if you get back here, if you can just call me if you can think of anything more I could do.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Right now, I just want to get through today.
You will. Max, you will. I'll see you.
Well, there you are. I was starting to wonder about you. I was going to come by the studio and pick you up. The plane's ready and waiting.
Listen, there's something I have to tell you. As much as I would like to go with you and as much as I don't want you to be alone right now, I just can't walk out on my work. Not today. I know what you're thinking, that I always put my work before everything else, but that's not true. Selfishly, I would go with you in a second, but there's so many people at the studio that are counting on me. The producer, and there are all of these extras there, and I just, if I didn't go...
Megan, it's okay.
No, it's not. I need you to understand that this is really a hard decision for me. I just didn't know what else to do.
You did what you had to do. I do understand.
You do? Mm-hmm. You're not just saying that.
No. I'm very proud of you for worrying about those other people. As for me, I'm going to be fine. Okay?
Oh, Max, thank you. Thank you for understanding. And promise me that you're going to call me the minute you get back.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to be in Texas that long. The sooner I get back, the sooner I can track down Steve's killer.
Well, that's a job for the police.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. Well, I've got to get back to the studio, and you've got to get on that plane. Take care of yourself.
You too.
I love you.
Be out of town the next day or so. Here's a number where I can be reached, but only if it's important. Okay, Bobby?
Of course, Mr. Holden.
Thanks.
And may I say, everyone at the Waterside Inn is deeply sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
Oh, Max, I'm so glad I caught you before you left.
What are you doing out of the hospital? Come here quick. You should be sitting down.
I'll be just fine, just as soon as we get on that airplane.
What do you mean on the airplane?
Well, you don't think I'm going to let you take Steve all by yourself now, do you? And listen, if you're worried that I'm going to fall apart at the funeral or something, don't. Just put your arm out there for me. I'll hang on to it. That's all I need.
Never my brother was so crazy about you. You're just as stubborn as he is. Listen, I got one condition.
What?
You have to promise to let me do all I can do for you for the next few days.
All right.
Thank you.
God, I couldn't stay mad at you, Max. Especially now that we're family, you know. Max, I'm gonna have Steve's baby. Yeah, I am.
Come on. Let's take him home.
What kind of a cop is your cousin? I mean, I would just like to know.
Rafe is one of the best, and you know it.
Well, he came up empty. I had him go over the police reports, the computer readouts, twice. Not one lead in this Ursula Blackwell. It's like this damn witch vanished in a puff of smoke.
Pa, calm down. You're acting as if you've got a personal stake in catching her.
You're damn right I do. Everybody says it's not my fault what happened to Steve. Well, I tell you something. I feel a responsibility.
Is that why you alone you're playing the Max?
That was nothing. I'd like to hand him Ursula's head.
Paul, you know what I think?
No, and I don't think I want to hear it.
Well, you're going to. Now, you can't help Max now, but there are two people you can help.
Who's that?
Two newlyweds. Asa and Renee Buchanan. Now, come on, take your bride on that honeymoon you planned. Will you? It's the best thing for everybody concerned.
I can't do that, son. As much as I want to take Renee away, I am going nowhere until that blasted Ursula is brought to the ground.
I heard you say it, Bob Buchanan. I heard you say that there is a secret wall behind this fireplace. How on earth do I get it open? Look everywhere. There's no loose panels or bricks or anything. Damn it. What good is a secret door if you can't even get it open? Ursula, darling, you're a genius. This must be it. This leads the way, the bomb shelter. Just the place to keep all of Patrick's enemies.